Hello, YouTube.
And we're back with our favorite TV show. Just kidding, he hates that show.
I hate Simple Plan. No, that's actually a pretty good show. What's New Scooby Doo? Because they went back to the original format of the original Scooby Doo. Where Are You? It was very, very close to it. It was almost like, like the direct-to-video animated movies that were coming out like in the late '90s, early 2000s. It was kind of like a continuation of that. Those were a lot like. I didn't like any of the ones that came after. Mystery Incorporated was a good idea. It definitely had some good points.
I love Mystery Incorporated.
It was a very good idea, and I kind of like some of the changes, but I don't know, overall, like, they didn't use Scooby enough. Like, it was pretty much worthless. I don't like how Fred was obsessed with Traps, and I don't like how Velma was obsessed with Shaggy. But it's light years better than Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue, which sucked ass. And the newest one, Be Cool Scooby Doo, which looks like fucking Seth MacFarlane drew it.
I haven't watched it yet. I've just seen that clip where they argue about that guy's name in the cave.
Oh, Jesus. It's awful. It's just god-awful. But Mystery Incorporated was cool because it was kind of like a continuation of the original, and they had references to all the previous incarnations.
And like I said in our last video, Mystery Incorporated takes the whole thing and does an overarching story with it. And then there's An Evil Below the Town. It messes with people, making them want to dress up flamboyantly and commit crimes and stuff.
Well, that explains why everybody's doing that.
It's complicated. you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Once you watch it, that's really simple. One thing I don't like about Scooby-Doo, it seems to keep doing, it's when it does an episode, but it only introduces 3 extra characters, and you can pretty much figure out who did it.
Yeah, true.
It's
cool they brought back the Creeper.
The 100 Horsemen of Halloween. That pretty much gave away who it was halfway through the episode.
I know, yeah. It was just him wearing makeup.
I did like
Cousin Elwood or whatever.
Yeah, Cousin Elwood. And it was they did do a thing in Mission Incorporated where the Creeper's daughter, which turned out to be a lie, was pretty cool.
It was kind of cool, continuation. I'll tell you what, Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, now that's how you make a friggin' movie.
Oh my, that is the best movie out of all of them.
Witch's Ghost comes pretty close, too.
It wasn't scary.
Yeah, it's so much better than the live-action shit. Oh my god, I hated those movies so bad. Matthew Lillard was good as Shaggy.
I will say the first one, it broke ground.
Yeah, but they made it into a teen movie, with vulgar bathroom jokes and stuff that has no place in something with the Scooby-Doo name on it. And man, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Michelle Gellar.
Let's be honest, we were 11 when it came out.
Yeah.
So we didn't mind at all.
I don't know, I still hated it when I left the theater.
I loved it. The second one was pretty good.
The second one was cool because it showed all the monsters from the cartoon come back. That was kind of a cool idea.
But the one problem is it doesn't mention all of them. It's you see ones that they never said. If you haven't seen every episode of every series of the show, you won't know who they are.
Well, it was the costumes that came back to life, didn't they? And became actual monsters. I think they had I know they had Captain Cutler, the diver. I think they had the tar monster as well.
The miner and those 2 weird little eyeball things. I don't remember those. Where are they from?
Yeah, some of them I don't remember. Oh, were they skeletons with eyeballs? Oh yeah, that was on one of the episodes of. I think that was the Scooby Doo show.
I'm not sure.
But I don't know. I haven't seen it since it came out in 2004. So, but yeah, my favorite incarnations are obviously Scooby Doo. Where Are You? The Scooby Doo show, then the new Scooby Doo movies, and I even like the Scooby Doo and Scrappy show. They need to release. They finally released that on DVD. They need to release the Scooby Doo and Scrappy shorts. Also known as the Scooby Doo and Scrappy Puppy Hour or whatever, and then the new Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo show, which changed its title to the new Scooby Doo Mysteries. It had that really cool theme song where it sounded like Michael Jackson Thriller. That was awesome.
I don't know why people don't like Scrappy, to be honest.
I like Scrappy. I didn't like when he was first introduced because he always put his uncle Scooby and Shaggy directly on the line of danger. And he was all tough guy, letting out. He was like a Henry Hawk ripoff.
Let's be honest, if he didn't do that, they probably wouldn't have found the stuff that they did.
Well, yeah, true, but I like Scrappy best in the 3 80s movies. Boo Brothers, Ghoul School, and Reluctant Werewolf, and in the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. He was actually helpful. He kind of became the brains of the group. Because Velma was absent. He was kind of the one that helped solve the mystery. He wasn't all, let me at him, and puppy power. He didn't say that shit anymore. He was actually helpful. He actually, was a useful member. Now, Flim Flam, on the other hand, I cannot stand that little
Okay,
shit.
I gotta ask. Okay, he's living in this isolated village somewhere in who the fuck knows where Stan.
Yeah.
He speaks perfect English with a Brooklyn accent. I can't tell. Where did he learn to talk like that?
I know, and be a con artist, and like he pretends to be a salesman and a real estate agent.
Let me tell you, I got a sale that's right for you.
Yeah. God, he was so friggin' annoying. I hate that little kid. I'm so glad we never saw him again.
What I would
I
like
wouldn't mind seeing Scrappy again. He needs to make a comeback.
You know what I would like to see?
It ruined him.
You know how they had Vince Van Gogh movies in Mission
Yes.
Incorporated? Make a TV show about those. Each one of those is an episode.
Obviously, it wasn't.
I would love that.
It wasn't Vincent Price voicing him anymore because he passed away. But man, he was awesome.
Whoever did it did like a really good
He
job.
was pretty dead on. He sounded a lot like.
Was it Maurice LaMarche or somebody else?
Might have been. I don't remember. I haven't
But
done
like,
the research on
if
that
you
show.
didn't know Vincent Price was dead, you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. Vincent Van Gogh, he was awesome. Only you can return the demons to the chest. Because you let them out. That was a great show. They never finished it. Like, there's still 2 ghosts on the loose that didn't return to the chest.
I honestly,
That sucks.
I never liked 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
Why?
I just, after years of watching the first 2 series, and then there's this, it was like vastly like different. It's like,
well, I think that's what it needed. They needed something refreshing. It got really old having a normal human wearing a mask, wearing a costume all the time. They did that, like, they overdid that. And then they returned to that format, of course, later on.
well, no, what
What's new Scooby Doo?
I'm saying is they put them against like actual magical creatures
Yeah.
that never thought to use the powers to like kill them. They just,
Well,
they just did convoluted plots about everything.
That was a kid's cartoon. They couldn't do that. I like when the monsters are real. I like the direct-to-video movies in the 80s. I guess they were like TV specials. I like the Scooby Doo and Zombie Island, and like the next 3 or 4 after that
I have
were
a question
good.
that I was wondering about. Remember Zimbubu, the lion demon?
Yeah.
Like he was hit through the whole episode as this really hot chick. Why? Just why? Because like
Hex Girls.
oh fuck
They're
yeah!
awesome. That should be a real band. Their songs are
They need
great.
their own show.
Yeah. God, they were awesome.
I do like how they've kept consistent with like, the voice actresses for them.
Jennifer Hale and
Whoever.
I hated the way they were designed in Mystery Incorporated though. God, it was like
Those
that looks terrible.
black eyes.
Yeah, it didn't work for them.
Yeah. But yeah, Zombie Island.
Great.
Oh my god.
That's the best animated Scooby-Doo movie ever. Best movie in general. This is way better than live action crap.
I gotta say that when I first saw it, it kind of bothered me at the end, the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
But like looking back on it, I love it.
Like there were cat creatures and the zombies were the good guys. It was pretty dark for a
Especially
children's
like when
cartoon. I can see where kids get scared by
their
that.
power ran out, they freaking shriveled up, turned to skeletons.
Yeah.
And like, oh. It was like
it was a little
crazy,
intense for
man.
kids, man. I mean, wow. It was like a real horror movie,
Yeah.
God, they did so great. And then, of course, parents complained, it's too scary, so that's why they pussied out with most of the movies that came after. But I think Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, Cyber Chase, and even Legend of the Vampire is good. Legend of the Vampire is like a reunion of the original voice cast. Casey Kasem returned. Frank Welker was always the voice of Fred, except for in Pup Named Scooby-Doo. And I think it was Nicole Jaffe even returned as the voice of Velma.
Yeah, I don't really remember names of the voice actors.
Yeah, what was it, Heather North?
I remember Frank
Stafford?
Welker and Casey Kasem. That's about it.
Well, Don Messick obviously couldn't come back. He was passed away, but he was the first one.
He's a little too far underground.
Yeah. Now the original voice of Scooby and Shaggy are both gone. Casey Kasem's not with us either.
And that was weird. Like he goes missing. And
Yeah,
he pops up like 4 days later.
That
and
was
he drops
totally,
dead.
yeah, that was
something.
totally weird. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
But it's weird because Casey Kasem, like in real life, was so unlike Shaggy, and like he always wanted to be a vegetarian, which was stupid because that pretty much completely ruins the character. But he really wasn't. If you watch the show, if you watched any of the cartoon series, except for like some of the newer ones, probably, he ate meat a lot, an awful lot. So they really didn't listen. That's why he didn't return. I think a few times. That's why they had Billy West voice him on Zombie Island, and Scott Innes voiced him in the next few. In addition to Scooby, Scott Innes had to do good Scooby voice. I don't know why Frank Welker's voicing him now. Frank Welker could do anything with his voice except for Scooby Doo.
He does a pretty good impression.
Yeah, not bad, but Scott Innes was way better, and no one will ever be.
I like Matthew Lillard a lot, but I would like seeing Billy West like do more.
Yeah, I think he did good. I think Billy West did a good Shaggy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scott Innes was good. I don't know why he can't come back. And it's sad about Mary Kay Bergman, who voiced Death. I think we talked about that in there. This is our second Scooby-Doo discussion, by the way. You know, our second
Spoilers.
episode was also about Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I think I finally figured something out why Fred and Daphne never had sex.
Why?
You ever notice that gay little ascot? Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
They always split up, and it never showed where they went most of the time. I don't know what they did. But
I remember that issue of Mad Magazine where it crossed over Scooby-Doo and the Blair Witch Project.
Oh yeah.
Fred, you want to get back there and take my dress off? Like, sure, Daphne, but I don't think your dress will fit me.
And they have all those pictures somebody drew of like Scooby-Doo with like slasher villains. It's got like Jason and Freddy and Pinhead and Ghostface and like every horror villain you can think of. Even Angela from Sleepaway Camp.
I've never actually seen any of those.
Ghostface actually works really well because he looks like those two ghosts from the episode where like Scooby-Doo is like about to inherit all that money, and it turns out it's Confederate money in the end because he rescued that guy and they. From drowning. Wouldn't
it have been funny if the ghosts were like black guys? That'd have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever notice in the original series there were no black people?
Well, they had the Globetrotters in new Scooby-Doo movies.
That's not the original series.
Well, I know. That was the next one. That was the second one, Incarnation.
I thought the Scooby-Doo show was the next one.
No, Scooby-Doo show is the third one. And that was packaged under the Scooby-Doo Dynamite Hour, and then they also called it the third season of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? There's still 4 episodes that haven't been released on DVD yet, so they need to like do that. Actually, maybe a little more than 4 now I think about it. There's a lot of Scooby-Doo material that needs the DVD release desperately.
What was that one where it was just Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy?
The shorts. The Scooby-Doo and Scrappy shorts.
Yeah.
Where the monsters are real there. It was part of the Richie Rich Scooby-Doo show, I think, and that's on DVD, but I don't think the whole series. They're probably going to release that and call it the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show Season 2, because the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show that they released had Season 1 on it, so that's probably what they're going to do. And then they need to release the new Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show and new Scooby-Doo Mysteries, which, I think they only had Daphne with them in that. Kind of like in 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, they only had Daphne and the addition of Flim Flam.
I gotta wonder, like, how does drinking something with wolf's bane in it turn you into a werewolf?
Oh, yeah, I remember that episode, yeah. I don't know. Good question. Yeah, that was one of the shorts.
You ever notice, like, Vincent Van Gogh has all these amazing artifacts and powers, but he still doesn't really do anything?
Yeah, I know. He just kind of sits around and lets them do all the work. I think the Boo Brothers should have got their own cartoon. They were basically ghost versions of the Three Stooges, and they were freaking hilarious.
I think because they didn't do that, because, like, the movie caught, like, a lot of, like, backlash from, like, the relatives of the Stooges.
Probably.
Or something.
Hey, at least they let the Three Stooges episodes be included in the new Scooby-Doo movies DVD box set.
I didn't like that they made them midgets for it.
Yeah, they did make them kind of short, didn't they?
Yeah. How many episodes were they in? I only saw the one where, like, they had those, like... I only saw the one with, like, the big robots in that Wild West town.
Yeah, they had, like, their own theme park. Yeah, Three Stooges
that didn't make any sense.
It didn't.
What was up with that?
Three Stooges were in 2, Batman and Robin were in 2, and then Globetrotters were in 3. Donuts was in 2 as well. I think maybe Laurel and Hardy.
I'm a little Laurel and Hardy?
That was only 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's pushing it, because I don't see how they can handle Laurel and Hardy.
But they were already dead. It was impersonators.
Unless they were ghosts.
Yeah, maybe they're real ghosts.
Yeah, I think...
They never explained who
I think we missed out on Scooby-Doo meets the Super Friends.
That would have been awesome. Well, they had Batman and Robin. I guess that was kind of like that. And it was Casey Kasem voiced Robin.
Yeah.
I think Olin Soul voiced Batman. Everybody thought that it was Adam West and Burt Ward for some reason, but it wasn't.
Nope.
Yeah, they were explained on that episode. They were explaining who the Cactus was.
Cactus?
Yeah, the Indian guy.
Yeah.
He was like in front of the store, and there was somebody dressed as a cactus. That show was good, but they were way too long. The episodes were just too long. After a while, I'm just okay. I'm ready for them to solve the mystery already. It's like, they should have had 30
45
minutes. Yeah, it was too long. Way too long.
One of the things I noticed about the original series, like all the villains are mostly like scientists or pilots or people who shouldn't be out of work. And like, oh my god. And
they should those people should just like make millions of dollars designing masks and costumes.
But I don't see how scaring people off in a costume so you can buy up the land dirt cheap is illegal.
Isn't that like, yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of them got arrested at the end. Sometimes the villains were like good guys, like they were like
that episode of the Addams Family.
Yeah,
two people.
Exactly. There was one where there was that guy.
Where did they
in,
get
like,
that
a mask.
giant buzzard robot, anyways?
Where'd
they get that giant buzzard robot, anyways?
Good question. I wish they had that episode in the DVD. That's one of the ones that was omitted from the DVD release. I think so.
The episode with Sonny and Cher like recycled a
that was
villain.
omitted too.
Yeah, didn't they like use? They brought back the demon shark for that episode, didn't they? That was the same costume.
It was a very similar. Yeah, there's a demon shark in the foggy dark. Yeah, then the shark men were very similar.
I don't know if I talked about this in our last Scooby Doo episode, but like the Scooby Doo comic books that they used to sell were like
pretty good.
one of them was like really good. Like the gang all gets arrested by like the guest stars from the old cartoons. Like,
really?
Yeah, they get thrown to prison. But it turns out because like all the villains in the prison are breaking out, they all have the freaking costumes on.
Huh.
And as they're climbing out of the ground to run off, like the heroes show up, and it's like the best.
Oh wow!
It was really interesting.
That would have been cool if they had recurring villains. I think we already talked about who our favorite villains were, like in the last Scooby Doo video we did. I could talk about Scooby Doo for hours.
Some of the villains, like from the Scooby Doo show, are like pretty good. Like the Demon Bear, the Minotaur.
Yes, the Minotaur. Yes, the Star Creature,
the Lady Vampire of the Bay.
Yeah, the
that was a really
Demon.
good one. That was a really weird one, though.
It was. Snake Demon was cool.
Cat Creature. Was Cat Creature in this? I don't know.
I think that was part of the Scooby Doo show.
Yeah.
The woman
I can't keep that up.
The woman who thought she was turning into the cat creature, but was really like.
If it was the guy in the suit, why did the cat creature have boobs?
I guess because they were framing that woman.
Another thing, he's in a costume. How did he make the mouth and all that, and the eyes blink and?
Oh, who knows? There's a lot of things. Like they had that, like the episode of the Phantom. That Scottish guy with the bagpipes, and that a sea serpent had spatial expressions and opened his mouth and moved his eyes and moved all around. Then it turned out it was just like a.
One of the original episodes didn't make sense to me. Remember the first episode with the werewolf?
Yeah. And they gave him a haircut.
What was the point of that? What was he trying to achieve?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did they ever talk about it?
I don't think so.
It seems like they found like an open grave. Then they went looking around the sawmill, and he got captured.
Oh my god.
And they never revealed what he was doing. Another one, like, what was with those ice cream ghosts anyways?
Oh yeah, the Technicolor Phantoms.
What was the point of that?
And the Shaggy was dressed as one of them.
No, but what were they trying to achieve?
I don't know.
To find the secret 35th flavor of ice cream?
I need to watch them all again. That flying bull episode, there's no way that could have been a helicopter.
Tamuka!
Yeah, there's no way that could have been.
Yeah,
it's a talking bull.
That's two guys too. But no, it's like, okay, so it's going across the sky, its legs are moving, but when they, like, tie it down, like, its legs don't move at all.
Yeah, that makes no sense. And the diabolical disc demon.
And another thing.
Like Gene Simmons.
Like, another thing, like, it's a helicopter. They tie it off with a rope.
Yeah.
How did that stop it?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. There's a lot of, as the series went on, they got kind of lazy with the explanations. There was a lot of unexplained phenomenons.
Like the gator ghoul, how its eyes lit up.
Yeah. Well, I think they explained that, maybe.
I don't know.
There's certain things that they just kind of didn't explain. Then they had the ghost of Redbeard come back in the new Scooby Doo movies, but this time they're all white. Instead of having color.
Something else that bothered me. Okay, so the guys who work for Redbeard know who he is in real life.
Yeah.
So why would Shaggy standing up behind a rock talking like Redbeard bother them? They should know that he wouldn't be in character when he talked to them.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then, yeah, I actually thought that. I thought the same thing. But I was like, well, maybe they know that the gang was like around somewhere, like they were trying to stay in character. Or like, yeah, that was weird. And a lot of them stay in character too much. Like when they were the monsters, and like when Shaggy and Scooby would do one of their little, disguises, and like they give them a haircut or make them dinner or whatever, and the monsters are like, arr, arr, like what's going on?
But then they go along with it.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like why didn't they?
Yeah, like in the in the crossover with Johnny Bravo,
That was
they were
hilarious.
fucking with that guy and like, who's your friend? Me. Like,
Don Nuts.
Don Nuts.
Yeah, remember they're unmasked.
Oh yeah, that was the best ever.
Yeah, I like the new Scooby Doo movies one with Jonathan Winters, because like Maude Frickert was like one of his characters, and then she actually was a real person like in that episode.
I love Scooby Doo.
Oh god, me too.
I have so much to talk about, but like I'm drawing blanks on what I want to talk about.
Yeah, same here. It's like,
you ever notice like out of all the characters, Shaggy gets like the most tail?
probably.
Yeah.
It was funny, and the one thing that was funny in the Scooby Doo live action movie was like you saw their little their van or whatever they were in, their trailer. You saw smoke coming from it. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's some good stuff." Then it showed they were like cooking something. That's where the smoke's. It's like, yeah, real subtle there. And his girlfriend's name was Mary Jane. And he said that was his favorite name. Yeah. Well, in the cartoon, one of the characters' names was Mr. Stoner.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
For which episode?
Subtle. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the Scooby Doo show.
You ever notice how they never went to Vietnam?
I think they were draft dodgers.
They went everywhere else in the world.
I know. I think that's why. They were draft dodgers. And the economy sucked. That's why everybody had to be forced to
they should do is like
in costumes.
they should do a thing where they go to Vietnam and they're fighting the ghosts of like dead Viet Cong. That'd be like the best.
That'd be cool.
But no, like to make it really good, it's like the Viet Cong are like the famous ones, like the Cobra, the Apache,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a bunch of other ones I can't think of right now. That would be like the best.
That'd be the bomb.
One episode I didn't really like was the Blue Scarab, just because
like the superhero.
well, no, it's the problem that they don't
comics.
They only introduced 2 characters, and guess what? One of them has the same voice as that guy. So
Yeah, so
who
it's
do
kind
you
of
think it
obvious
is?
who the culprit was.
and then you got like 20 minutes of trying to fill
Oh
time.
my god.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I think it's weird how, like, in Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School, like, they meet, Dracula and Frankenstein's monster and the Mummy and the Wolfman and all that stuff, and then the next one, Real Like the Werewolf, like,
They're different.
they're different, and they're like the villains now. Like, they were nice to him, well, somewhat in Ghoul School
I
because they
do
were
like how like the
teaching their daughters.
in the Ghoul School, it was the same monsters from like the Halloween Castle and Dracula's Castle.
Yeah,
That was
pretty
really
much.
cool.
It's so funny in Zombie Island how they're so shocked, like, oh my god, the monsters are real this time. We've never seen that before, really. What did we miss? 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo and the Scooby and Scrappy Shorts and
I
the
got a
80s
question.
movies.
Why was Dracula green?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and Reluctant Werewolf. Hunch Bunch. So what if he has the hiccups?
Shaggy.
Shaggy. Oh, sorry, sire. I kind of love that movie. I don't know which one was the best out of the 80s trilogy.
I only had like the Ghoul School on tape.
Really?
I only watched the other ones like on TV.
Yeah.
So it's like
Boo Brothers was funny, and I love the atmosphere, the haunted house, and I love that little intro at the beginning where it's like a witch is like
yeah, it's like
narrating.
it's Grandma from the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best.
And Susan Blue, who voiced Sabella in Ghoul School, and she also voiced Flim Flam. Then she goes to Scooby. She plays the mom on Friday 13th Part 7, The New Blood.
Yeah.
She was a voice actor. She did a lot of voices in cartoons.
I do like how in Boo Brothers they brought in Boss Hogg to do voices for it.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the best.
My sister with a Beauregard. Hillbillies.
Hey boys, we got another Beauregard feud
You
with.
see the gunshots is going everywhere.
You ain't
Bouncing
giving
off
me
the
no
chest.
ticket.
Yeah. The gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. Yeah, that never actually got wrapped up.
Yeah, I don't think it did. Weird.
Hey, why did he look like the Moon Monster though?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the blue.
He had like
furry,
the little freaking little black things on top of his head. That was weird.
They made a Scooby-Doo direct-to-video movie recently called Moon Monster Madness. I thought it was going to be the same Moon Monster, but it really looked like a xenomorph. from the Alien movies. Look, it was inspired by Alien.
I honestly think that they come out with like too many Scooby Doo movies nowadays.
I don't even watch them. I don't even keep up
like
with them.
one.
The last good one I think was Legend of the Vampire.
That one was like give or take.
Because they had Hex Girls in it again. Yeah. They had the original voice cast reunited. That was then they started having the monsters be fake again.
But then they do like they do the Goblin King. They do that.
That one had real monsters.
That Magic School episode, the Magic School one, like
that
didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
And they did the Monster in Mexico and
Monster in Mexico. Yeah, that was the one right after Legend of the Vampire, and that was where they kind of started to decline.
Yeah, it's like they're good ideas, but
the
execution is stupid.
Yeah, they weren't executed properly. I think they're trying to make another live-action Scooby-Doo movie that's, hopefully they'll get it right this time. Make it more like Zombie Island, or hell, or even like Boom.
It'd have to be like R-rated to do that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, if it had like zombies disintegrating into bones and then dust, like in a
and like the tree branch like snapped that one in half.
Yeah. That was that was a little intense for kids.
What's funny is at the end they're all dead. And I got a little ghost post up like, "Thank you." Why is he so small?
I know.
and like, you ever see the after credit scene where like it's Scooby Doo, he's giving milk to the cats?
Oh yeah.
And their eyes start to glow like, Raggy, rats,
Raggy, rats.
Scooby likes cats, don't you? Yeah. Like 5 minutes later, he's chasing the cats around.
Rug, rare. Zoinks. Adrienne Barbeau voiced Simone. I thought that was funny because she was a cat creature and she voiced Catwoman in the Batman animated series.
And I like how they had Tara Strong and Jim Cummings come in.
Yeah.
Originally they were all supposed to have like Cajun accents, but like Jim Cummings, like that's how he actually talks.
Jim Cummings, he played Jacques the Ferryman. He sounded exactly like Leatherhead on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, and it was also voiced by Jim Cummings.
Yeah, like they were gonna do that, but then like he did a really good one, so they said let's do Southern accents for like Tara Strong and all that, which still worked pretty good.
Cajun, I want to go to Louisiana. It looks like a cool
Another
place.
thing, like they had that guy Snakebite, like he never actually amounted to much.
I think it was just going to be. He was just a red herring. He was just somebody put in there. So
Speaking of red herring, he looked like Red Herring
from what's new from Pup Named Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
In one episode, it really was Red Herring.
Freddy, stop!
Yeah.
You knucklehead!
Yeah.
Stop! I didn't do it. Stop! And I tell
Commander Cool and Mellow Mutt.
That episode was like I was at a comic convention.
Yeah.
It turns out the villain,
that one was very cartoonish.
It turned out the villain just liked comic books but didn't want to admit it, so he thought, I'll scare him all the way and take everything for myself.
Buckety Bones.
No.
Well, we're reaching the 28-minute mark.
Yep.
I can talk about Scooby-Doo all day, and I'm sure there's all kinds of things I left out. But,
yeah.
I don't want this video to be
We'll
too
probably
long.
come back to this in about maybe 10 more episodes.
Yeah, we'll probably do talking about Scooby-Doo yet again in a third Scooby-Doo video. We probably repeated ourselves a little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's
perfect.
You probably didn't even watch the last Scooby-Doo video anyway, so.
I'm Spellbinder.
And I'm Hellhound.
See you later.
Later.